Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity. Oke, udah mulai. Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity. We are from group 2. We are from group 1. Would like to present about the Web 2.0 revolution in language learning. Before that, I would like to introduce our group first. The first speaker is me, is Narafika Dewi, and the second speaker is Mbak Yuliana. In this discussion, we would like to talk about what is Padlet, why did we choose Padlet, who is Padlet used for, what are the advantages and the disadvantages of using Padlet, and the last is how is the use of Padlet in language learning. For the first is what is Padlet? As we know that Padlet is actually created in the 2.0 revolution, but I think it's still relevant in this era because as we know that Ministry of Education and Culture regulate us to conduct online learning. That's why the Padlet media can be used for online learning. Padlet is actually an online bulletin board that can be used to teach writing skill. Students not only post their writing, but they can also attach file, URLs, recordings, or videos. You can see the beside picture. There are some feature in Padlet, such as people can write something and then upload attachment, link, Google, Snap, film, voice, and so forth. And it will be it will be useful for teaching learning language. And then Padlet is like a piece of paper, but on the web. The uses for the site in the classroom are virtually endless. As I stated that it's still relevant into this era, Padlet media can be as a means to conduct online learning. And then Padlet can be accessed via www.padlet.com. It can be people can directly access it through this address by do not installing or downloading the application first. So Padlet can be accessed directly via www.padlet.com. And then the wall post created on Padlet can be exported in several ways, including PDF or spreadsheet, or embedded into blogs, website, or other pages. So uh, Beside that, a teacher can also document the result of the learning process by using Padlet media into PDF or spreadsheet, and also embedded into blog, website, or other, so that by the public can uh, can read the result of the writing, for example. And the next, why did we choose Padlet? There are some reasons why we choose Padlet as the media for teaching. Because first, Padlet is a simple tool and easy to use. The post can be written via mobiles, tablets, or the computer, and the registration is free. So that Padlet is actually very easy to use because it can be accessed through the smartphone or any devices that connect with internet, and the registration is free. And the second, according to Bahrudin and Badus 2016, there is an increase in the learning process, also make it much more effective and interesting. So it can be said that teaching with Padlet is more effective and interesting. And the third is, according to Fagih 2011, the teaching and learning activities to change its form from teacher center to student center. By using Padlet media, the learning process will be uh, will make the students more active, so that it will build student as a center, not again teacher as a center, because it is according to the characteristic of the 21st century education. So it Padlet is will be the Padlet will be meaningful for teaching. And then the fourth is according to Yunus and Salehi 2012, learning via the use of the internet can make the learning process easier than before. So as we now is really close to the internet, so we can use internet to not only for social media but also to teach, and then to learning language, for example. And the last is the virtual Padlet promotes the characteristic of 21st education, namely 4C: creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. And then, who is Padlet used for? I have read some previous research related to Padlet. First, Martin 2019 conduct study on the use of using Padlet for collaborative learning. He used the master's degree for secondary education, vocational training, and language teaching as the sample of the study. He found that the use of Padlet can be summarized in six. The first is research gathering, class research, class diary, VAQ, brainstorming, and online dialogue. And the second, Taufikur Rahman 2018, also investigated the effect of Padlet on students' descriptive text writing of senior high school students. He found that the students had a positive attitude toward utilization of Padlet application. Third, Anwar et al. 2019 also investigated the students' perception of the use of Padlet in the class of Introduction to Functional Linguistics. The population of the study was a class of 2014 batch students of English language education program at Unisola Semarang. It was found that the students really positively appreciate the use of this media in linguistic learning in general. And the last is Rama Handiran and Mahmud 2018 conduct study entitled Padlet, a technology tool for the 21st century student skill assessment, and found that the virtual bulletin board promotes creativity and collaborative learning in classroom and optimizes the classroom performance. A total of 31 undergraduate students from a private higher education institution participated in this case study. So based on the previous research, I conclude that most of them are use senior high school and college students for their study. Means that I think Padlet is more suitable for college and senior high school students. And then the last for me is about the advantages and disadvantages of using Padlet. I adopted from the research from Wulandari 2018. First, the advantages. For the advantages of Padlet, first, Padlet facilitates a group discussion in online learning, and Padlet used to share ideas, assignment, and comments on Padlet group. So it will be make such kind of collaborative learning, because student can share their idea and assignment, and then uh, teacher also can give such kind of feedback, like giving comments or giving a grade. And the second, Padlet can give some motivation to students. Students who have high motivation will be active to learn writing, express their understanding about writing, and focus on attention in class to master writing as well as regular learning in the classroom. And the third, Padlet has shown a significant in improving writing, where the platform gives an opportunity to share students' assignment and receive feedbacks. Students can post their own work and instantly they give some content such as comments, feedback, opinion, and additional information about the topic which is explaining in group discussion. Students will share the content with their lecturers. So, uh, Padlet is actually will make the classroom more collaborative and make the students more active. And then for the disadvantages by using Padlet is first, the main problem using Padlet is the internet connection. Not all students can access the internet due to the connection error. So um, firstly, teacher should make sure that the internet connection of students is stable, so the learning process will run smoothly. And the second, Padlet has its limitation to organize input on the wall. Students often find some file in the crowded wall as they write on Padlet. The wall will look messy and disorganized. So as we know that Padlet is an online board that people can write anything in the wall. So uh, the writing the post will be unorganized. And the third is students can cheat other students' work. Lecturers can also be difficult to detect who students are honest or dishonest. So by in solving this kind of problem, teacher can firstly regulates to the students to not doing plagiarism. So that's the writing of the result of the students will be different among students. Okay, that's all for me. The next presenter is Mbak Juliana. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Isna. Uh, Good afternoon, Ma'am Zulfa. Good afternoon, all of my friends. Now I will explain briefly about how is the use of Padlet in language learning. First of all, the first step is open your Google Chrome or Mozilla. After that, type padlet.com in Google Chromes, and then the second is you have login using your account or your Google account. You will be directed to your dashboard in Padlet wall, and then in making a new Padlet, click make a Padlet. Then you will be provided with some options such as wall, canvas, stream, grid, self, back channel, map, or timeline. If you choose wall, then you will provide a wall for your student to write. Padlet will show a new wall with random yet attractive background and a title. You can still modify its appearance by clicking on the setting at the upper right corner. And then the fifth step is to add a pause. Click on the pink symbol on the bottom left corner of the Padlet wall. And then the next is if you point the cursor to the pose, click on the three dots at the right corner of the pose. You can modify the pose. You can also change the setting about the pose to add something like maps, add something like record the screen, and so on. And then the last thing you as a teacher is to give appreciation to your student writings. It depends on the kind of rating you set on the settings, whether to give love, like a thumb up, or grade 1 until 100. After this slide, I will give you a video that our groups prepare before. This video is about the tutorial how to make a Padlet wall. You can also use a free trial. It may be only can make a new Padlet wall until three Padlet only. Okay, I will send you the video after this slide. The next slide, please. I'm sorry, I will send you the video after this presentation. Okay, I will read the conclusion of this presentation. The first is Padlet is an online bulletin board that can be used to teach writing skills. It is a simple tool and easy to use. Registration is free. It is suitable for teaching Padlet for high school and college students. Padlet can improve students' writing skill and also their creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and classrooms performance, the characteristic of the 21st century education. Okay, the next slide, please. Here is the here is the reference that our group use. Okay, you can read the screen. I think that's all for me, Mbak Isna. After that, I will send you a video about the tutorial of make a Padlet wall. Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
I
Mbak
will back to the
Juliana.
mat. Yes, Mbak Isna.
Because we cannot do recording since the class run, so that's we make this kind of video to make to that will be that will be given for Mem Julfa. Actually, I want we have provided some question by our friends, and I will read it. The first question is from Mbak Natania. The question is, how can Padlet as a platform help students in learning process, especially improving their language learning, such as listening, speaking, writing, and reading? And the second is the question from the Intan. The question is, how is the way to make students more interested in learning English language by using Padlet platform and they are able to implement it in their life? So I think I would like to answer the first question by Mbak Natania. Okay, the question is how can Padlet as a platform help students in learning process in terms of listening, speaking, writing, and reading? Okay, actually, Padlet is very effective to teach writing because it is an online board that everyone can read and it can write anything in the world. So it will be effective to teach writing. But beside uh, I think because Padlet has more feature than writing, such as in Padlet also there is a feature like uploading attachment, video, and then recording. So I think it will be also used for teaching listening, reading, and speaking. For example, in teaching listening, teacher can give students such kind of recording or video and then ask the students to respond it or giving some question to them and then they can respond in the Padlet wall. So it will be also used for listening and and then for teaching speaking, for example, teacher can give some instruction like giving a topic and then student can record that voice they're speaking in Padlet by responding the topic of the teacher that the teacher given. And then for teaching reading, it can be also teacher give students like a text and some question or some comprehensive question, and then ask students to respond the question on the Padlet wall. So it will be also used for reading. Okay, I think that's all for me. Uh,
Okay.
Going to the next question, please, Mbak Juliana. You can
Okay, the
answer
next
Mbak
question.
Intan's question.
The next question is from Mbak Intan. The question is, how is the way to make students more interested in learning English language by using Padlet platform and they are able to implement it in daily life? I will answer. In my opinion, the way to make student interest in learning English, what's that, English language by using Padlet platform is, the key is motivate student by the choosing of interesting topic, make class fun and communicative, and the last is given awareness to participate and finish the task well and explain the gain of the process of studying, share, upload, and comment or discuss using Padlet. And then the implementation in the real life about Padlet wall, for example, in learning activity and business. But first, I will explain in learning activity. In during pandemic, most of school using e-learning e-learning activity uh, to improve the writing skill of the student. For example, to discuss and and so on, to write something or make assignment. And then in business, it also can use Padlet word for meeting, for discussion, because in Padlet word can use what's that, we can feedback, we can give comment, we can give grade and something. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you,
be back to the moderator.
thank you, Mbak Juliana, for your answer.
Thank you.
I think that's all for our group. We are sorry. Uh, we are sorry from any mistakes or errors happen, and we actually make this video because the Zoom that we run before is actually cannot record our presentation. That's why we make this kind of video. Thank you.
Yay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.